Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX automatic diesel. This car has covered just 38,000 miles from new. It's in lovely condition, finished in this beautiful passion red, which the videos never do justice to. It's one of these, when you see it in the flesh, you kind of appreciate what a lovely rich colour it is, because it's one that kind of seems to change colour with the daylight. So go around the car for you. It's a bit windy, so hope you can hear me okay. Front of the car is really clean. Lights and lenses are completely clear and intact. Cracks of condensation there. Front of the car, bonnet generally very good. A couple of obviously minor light stone chips, which you're clearly going to get on a car that's now up to 9 years old. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely smooth in the panels. Near side front alloy, one takes all of the bashing. I can hardly see a mark on there at all. Carrying up panel work again, absolutely lovely. And it's got a real natural lustre to the paintwork as well, which is lovely to see. Rear alloy absolutely unmarked. Come around the back of the car. Tow bar fitted, as you can see, although looking at it, it's hardly ever been used, so a nice sign. Offside of the vehicle, sorry, the sun's coming out, it's a bit glary now, but trust me, no dents or indentations, and lovely and clean. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely fantastic. And the remaining panel work is absolutely lovely on the car. It really is a car that, in the condition the mileage would suggest. It's coming to the back of the car now. Cavernous boots on the CR-Vs. This one's been kept absolutely beautifully. Helped obviously the load liner in there as well, which is a good sign of ownership. It's coming to the back of the car, and this is where CR-Vs, like most family cars, can be very heavily used. That leatherwork looks like one that's done a couple of years motoring. It's absolutely superb. Coming to the front and the passenger side, and again continues the theme. It's just beautiful condition. So finally, driver's door card, again very clean and tidy. Footwell area is lovely and clean, and driver's seat again in super condition. So inside the car now, engine's running this section as always, so dash can be seen illuminated. Dashboard looks absolutely factory fresh, it's in gorgeous condition. Sat nav, you can see they're working perfectly. If I pop the car into reverse, you get that lovely clear gridded parking camera, all working exactly as it should. Worth pointing out, if you're stationary with your handbrake on, you can actually watch films through that screen as well. Just pop it into the CD there, but it really is in fantastic condition. 38,030 miles, no warning lights on there. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key are both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX automatic diesel. This particular car is registered PJ62LVP, and with a mileage of 38,030 miles recorded. The reason we do all of our videos is very simple indeed. We just want to ensure that if anyone's looking online at the cars we're advertising, they actually get to see the cars in operation, and it is the very car advertised. Unfortunately, we know to our cost just how frustrating it can be to go and see cars which look perfectly good in photographs, only to get there and find out it's got an issue which shows up as soon as you drive the car. So hence that's why we do especially this section of the video. It's also done on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. The reason for that is hopefully then it'd be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, push button starts on the top of the range EX cars. Engine starts instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all whilst the engine's running, relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. The engine's, as I say, it's a fantastic diesel engine in every single way. this engine has a reputation in the trade as being the most reliable and long-lasting engine in its class, bar none, with just normal regular maintenance. So if you do that, generally they'll look after you. But that's only half the story. The other part is the fact that it's just such a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's very, very smooth and quiet in operation, especially on a cruise. It's punchy, it's torquey, but unlike so many turbo diesels where you can go on a test drive and think, actually that was, it's quite nice, it pulls really well, and then only find after a week of ownership that suddenly it's kind of duped you in a way, because a lot of turbo diesels give it kind of a rush of power through the turbo, which is kind of artificially giving it so much energy, but then they kind of tail off because they haven't got the capacity to keep pulling. Whereas this 2.2, it just pulls all the way from just over 1,000 RPM right round to its red line, should you need to do so, with vigour, smoothly and quietly, and it just doesn't tail off. It just keeps pulling. It's a wonderful, wonderful engine. They are cam chain driven, by the way, so there's no cam belts to worry about either. I do apologise, by the way, it's a bit early in the morning and the sun's a bit low, so it's a bit glary, but hopefully that should lessen as we turn the corner. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox, lovely old school 5-speed auto box, and all better for it. It's just got lovely smooth shifts, matches the engine absolutely perfectly, because that's not a given. Quite often, turbo diesels and automatics don't necessarily go hand in hand and work well together, but it was almost like it was made for each other right from the outset, which it wasn't, by the way. And again, reliability wise, they've got a reputation as being incredibly tough gearboxes, but notwithstanding reputation, always do the obvious checks on any automatic, just make sure that on a drive like I am now, the gear changes are smooth, which they definitely are, and also when you're stationary and you select drive or reverse, there shouldn't be any clunks or thunks as it engages, and again, it's perfect in that respect. Steering of the car, again, always been a strong point on the CR-V. I mean, the drive of the car, as I say, is very, very car-like. The steering is precise, it's accurate, it's nicely weighted. It makes the car feel really secure on the road. Very, very confidence-inspiring. As we go through corners like this, you turn in, not a lot of lock required, and it just follows faithfully, because again, the chassis works beautifully with it. It also tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. Chassis of the vehicle, this is ultimately a family car that's designed to get families from A to B comfortably. And comfort's a very subjective thing. It gives you a very comfortable ride on pretty much all road surfaces, but unlike so many of its competitors, it's going to be kind of pillowy soft on the straight ahead, but when you start throwing in a few corners, they can lollop about and lurch through the corners, which can be particularly unsettling for rear seat passengers. I've got kids who are really prone to car sickness, and I've tried a couple. I had a lovely Land Cruiser which I really loved, but they just turned green as soon as we went around any corners. As much as I loved the car, it had to go. It flows through the corners really, really nicely. It's not sporty, not even going to pretend it is, but what it does absolutely brilliantly, and there's no kind of clattering or knocking noises coming from underneath the vehicle that shouldn't be there either. It all feels incredibly tight and taut, the whole car. It feels exactly what it's done, 38,000 miles, so you'd expect it to feel tight, and it certainly does. Brakes in the car, I'm just going to hold on to my things and give them a shove when I get around this corner. Nice and hard, enough to get the hazard lights to come on, which is part of the safety pack. Perfect, no pulsing, no vibrations, nothing at all, and nice and powerful. Worth pointing out, all those things are going to be checked as part of the MOT the vehicle will be going through later today, and that's done independently of us, so we've got no input into it at all. It's finally coming inside the car. Lovely place to sit. You've got brilliant visibility in the CR-Vs. I can actually see the bonnet of the car, which is a minor miracle in modern cars. all around. It's very confidence inspiring because you've got these massive wing mirrors, so you just feel you know what's going on, and you can place it really nicely on the road. It's also beautifully put together. They are superbly made cars. No squeaks or rattles from the interior. It's all really solid. Dash in front, again, very heavily equipped on the EXs, but it's not a dashboard that phases you, unlike so many modern cars. Sat nav, as you can see there, working exactly as it should. Air conditioning gives the option of different temperatures side to side, dual zone as they call it, and pumping out absolutely ice cold air. We checked that in a workshop earlier on. As I say, you know, the videos, the switchgear quality on the Hondas, everything has that really lovely kind of rubbery, precise actuation to it, which again, some can feel sort of quite like cheap to touch things, but this is, you know, beautifully engineered. Heated seats all working exactly as they should. Dash in front, nice and simple, easy, beautifully presented as Honda always do. Minimal information, which is perfect because you just don't want too much going on to distract you. Nice small diameter steering wheel, which is leather bound and just feels absolutely as new to hold. The one thing you'll notice there's an absence of is a four-wheel drive button, because this is a four-wheel drive version of the car. The reason being is that Honda worked out straight away that most people will be doing as I am today, just driving in perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive on. So basically it runs in front-wheel drive pretty much the whole time. As and when it needs to go into four-wheel drive, it does it itself. It recognises the front wheels losing grip, seamlessly and instantly brings in the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it's brilliant. I've got a CRV, we tow a caravan across some pretty horrible muddy pitches this time of year, and I've never come close to getting stuck with it. The other advantage, of course, being part-time is the fact that, unlike permanent four-wheel drive, it's not going to chew up its tyres as quickly or use as much fuel, and doesn't put as much mechanical stress to the car either. So much so that in nearly 30 years selling Hondas using this system, we've never so much as put a spanner on one of them in terms of their four-wheel drive system. So it is robust indeed. As I said at the start of the video, point is, as brief as it might be, is literally just to show the car whirring along and feedback on anything I can. There's nothing. It drives absolutely perfectly. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.